Hello and welcome to this video where we'll come into the Streamlit part or the dashboard part. And in this video, I will go into doing it in the Streamlit. However, in another video, maybe I'll use TypePy to show you another alternative that you don't have to just use Streamlit. However, Streamlit is a really good choice as a starting point. That I will show you how it works. And if you go into we will first go into the data pipeline to look how far we have come so that you get a review. So here I am in the data pipeline, and you can see we have been working with modern data stack, and we have started with one data source to make it simple. So we have moved the data with DLT and DLT Hub into duckdb as our data warehouse. So we have chosen duckdb instead of Snowflake. However, we could use Snowflake instead. I have another course for doing that. And then we have used the dbt to do data modeling and data transformations. In the dbt part, we have started with DLT landing into the staging layer. And inside of the staging layer, we pick out the data using the sources and creating transformation layers so that we have this refined layer where we have done transformations according to our dimensional model. And then we have to the marts layer, and from the layer our dashboard application will connect to the marts layer so that we can create our visualizations, our metrics, KPIs, etc., and other things. So this is the next step of this project, and there's still some more details that I haven't covered yet, but I will cover later on. In, for example, the DBT, there's a lot of DBT testing and documentation that we can cover as well, and that will be covered in the future. And also there is the AI model, so we will connect to an AI model and do some simple stuffs with LLM inside of our Streamlit app, but that will be for later as well. But now I'll just show you how you can get up and running with Streamlit so that you can build upon this project. Yes, so see you in Visual Studio Code. Okay, so in order to start working with Streamlit, we need to install it. So UV pip install Streamlit, and actually I will need Plotly also, so that because I will make some graphs in Plotly. Yes, maybe I've installed it before, yes. Okay, so now I'll create a new folder called dashboard, and inside this folder, let's cd into dashboard, and let's touch dashboard.py. I will have constants.py. I will also need to have charts.py. We'll start with this. So if you look at that, we have these three. We'll go into dashboard.py. And for dashboard.py, let's just create some simple dashboard. So import Streamlit as st. We will do def main. Let's see, st.markdown. I will write Swedish now, dashboard of job data, so job working data. And I'll just copy another markdown here to make some text, okay? And then let's do if done the name equals to done the main. Let's run this one. So main. Okay, so if I run this one, I need to do like this Streamlit run dashboard. Okay, and then I will move this one to here so you can see both of them. I'll increase the size a little bit and decrease the terminal here. So now you can see this is just a Streamlit app. So it's a dashboard. We haven't connected it yet, so we will connect it. So I will work with different modules so that you'll see me import different stuff. So we will have a connect data warehouse .py. So let's move on to this file here. So for the connect data warehouse, we need to have duckdb. So yes, that is installed, unless if it's not, you have to install it with uv pip install. So now let's do like this. We need to have a path to our data warehouse. So this data warehouse duckdb we need to find. So I will do that from constant. So from lib import path. And then we will have, so we do, let me see what's called data warehouse path. equals to path done the file dot parent. So parent, I will go into dashboard. Parents 1, I will go into modern data stack. So parents of 1. So modern data stack slash parents slash, let's see what it's called. It's called so much as this. Copy you guys. Do like this. Okay, so command B. Yes, so this is the name of it. So we have data warehouse path. It's the path to done the file dot parents 1. So we go up to the modern data stack folder, and then we go into this file here. So now we have this path. Okay, so when I have this path, I will go into, let me see, I can increase this one, and I will make more space here. Yes, I'll take a little bit more space even. Okay, so now I've imported duckdb. So I will have from constants import data warehouse path. So if I print data warehouse path and I run this one, run, you can see that I get this path here. So I get into modern data stack slash adds data warehouse.duckdb. So I find this one. Perfect. So since I have it, I will create a function now. So the query data warehouse. So I will have a query. It's a string, and just to have a select statement here, select star from marts technical jobs. You remember that we created this last time. So now we have to establish a database connection. So we connect to a path. So with duckdb.connect, like this, and then we put in this path, basically, database path as con. So this is our connection object, and using this connection object, we can query. So then we can just do return con.query. And what do we want to query? We want to do f-string. We want to put in this query. Actually, I can put it in directly. I don't need the f-string for that. So then it will return a data frame. So that we query the database, we return a data frame. And that is it. So let's try it out. So in our dashboard, let's try to query this. So st.dataframe query. Oh, then I need to import this. So let's see what's called. Connect the data warehouse. I can write like this, cdw, and then we can see the first letter of each, and then this one will autocomplete. So this is a good trick. Import. What do we want to import? Query the data warehouse. So then I can query data warehouse. And what do I want to place in? I don't need to place in anything because the default one is select star from the technical jobs. So save this one and rerun this with command R. Yes, and we should see it's running, and then it should, yes, pop out the data. Perfect. Now we have a way to query the data from our data warehouse. And our data warehouse is the duckdb file right now. However, this could be a Snowflake, it could be Amazon Redshift, it could be Google BigQuery, right? So now we have this dashboard with this data. So let's build it out a little bit to make it more interesting. I will just copy this a little bit. So this is just text, and it's in Swedish, so you don't need to see me write it out. But it's basically, what is this? So it's analysis of different occupation group for the technical occupations. So just so you can see, there's different occupations here, there's occupation groups, and there's occupation fields. So this is what we will make use of, and we'll do that with the charts now. So this is a simple way to modularize our application. So I don't need to write everything into my dashboard.py or my main.py. Instead, I want to modularize it and then import the things I want so that I can keep different things separated and cleaned. So in charts, import plotly, I need plotly.express as px from connect data warehouse, import query data warehouse, and then I need Streamlit as st. So def top occupation group. So this one, df equals to query data warehouse. What do I want? I want to multi-line string, and I want to do my select statement. So select from, and then I want to, let's see, what do I want to select from? Marts, Marts technical jobs. And what do I want to select here? I want to have occupation group. And so I want an occupation group, and then I want to have some of the vacancies. So you can see here we have vacancies. We have different occupation groups. I want to see how many vacancies there are in each occupation group. So then we can do some vacancies, SAS, total vacancies, like this. Let me see what more. And then we need to group by. Since we're doing a sum, this is an aggregation function. And then in order to do an aggregation function, we need to group by, right? So we need to group by this occupation group. Occupation group. And then let's order by total vacancies descending. Okay, so this will generate the df directly, and then I can just do like this print, or actually I will draw it directly. So big equals px dot bar df, and then x equals total vacancies, and let's see, what should y be? Y equals to occupation group. So st.plotly chart of fig top occupation group. So this is what I want in my dashboard. So from chart import top occupation group, and then I just place it down here. Top occupation group, like this, save this one and rerun this. Okay, so if I scroll down, I have this here. Wow, cool. So I want to have it reversed. And maybe I don't want to show all of them. So in order for doing that, I could do here in my charts. I can do dot head, for example, 15. Save this one. And you can see it's much fewer here that's shown. Let's see, occupation group, for example. Yeah, exactly. Here's all the occupation groups. Let me see what we should do some customizations here. What do I want to do? Big.update layout. And if you see that a lot of things that I do here with Plotly are new to you, I do have a visualization course where I teach these concepts in depth. You can look into that. So for doing layout, it's basically built upon a lot of dictionaries. So basically we have title equals dict. And what do I want the title to be? I want it to be text equals to, I will just copy here because you don't need to see me type this out. Okay, so basically we have a title. Text is this, top 10. I've chosen top 15, right? And font size is 30. So if I save this one and rerun this one, you can see I've gotten this title here. And then I want to make it into reverse, right? I want to have the bottom in the top and the top in the bottom. So I want to reverse it. And I also want to change the X and Y labels of this H bar, horizontal bar chart, comma, X-axis equals to dict of title number of positions. So position, like this. And then I can copy this one. Y-axis, dict the title. This is occupational group. And here is an important one. Auto range equals to reversed. Save this one, and you can see, voila, it changes. Not reversed auto range. And this should be Y-axis is wrong. Small. Okay, now, yeah, perfect. Okay, we could make this font a little bit smaller, actually. 24. Save this one. Yes, looks somewhat better, I think. Okay, yes, now I have my chart, and let's move on from that. We save this one. We move on to the dashboard. We want to filter a little bit. I want to filter out the jobs. And in order to do the filtering, we will have another file here called filters.py. And for this one, from connect data warehouse, like this, import query data warehouse, and then import Streamlit as st, import pandas as pd, because these are what I need. So I will do def occupation field drop down. And for the occupation field drop down, let's do occupation fields. We need to pick this out first. Query data warehouse. So let's see what my query will look like this. Select distinct occupation field, because we want to pick out the occupation fields, right? Here's the occupation fields. And we want to pick out the distinct from that one. So mart technical jobs. So I pick that out, and then I do occupation field equals to, now I'll do a drop down, so select box. In the select box, I'll choose välj ett yrkesområde. So this is choose a educational field or occupational field. And then I'll place in my occupation fields. So I place in these values. So if I have free, I have, for example, the teknisk inriktning, I have healthcare, I have pedagogy, and then I have 3 of them, right? So I place this in so that I get 3 to choose from. And the choice that I pick, or the user picks, will be saved in occupation field. That is how it works. And let me do this. And now just return this one. So return occupation field. And in order to use this, I'll go into dashboard, and I will from filters import occupation field dropdown, and I'll do occupation field dropdown like this, and I will call this occupation field. So this is the chosen occupation field, right? If I save this one, rerun here, and we have an error here. Let's see, dot query data warehouse dot df. Okay. Occupation field drop down. Okay, so let's go into filter, occupation field drop down, smart technical jobs. Select from. Okay. Yes, now it works. Good. So here I can pick among these 3. That I can pick these 3. Nothing happens when I pick them. And that is the way it is. Filters, we have, so based on this one, we want to use the value that the user picked, right? And in order to use that one, we do this. Def occupations group drop down. And the idea with this is that I want to place in my occupation field. And based on this one, I want to change the dropdown. What should be included in the dropdown? It should be filtered out, right? So, for example, here, if you look into this, occupation field, yrken med teknisk inriktning, then I only want to have the occupation groups here that exist within this field. That is what I want. So, what should we do? We do an f-string, or we do actually query data warehouse, and then we do f-string. Let's see, select this thing, occupation from, so I want to have the unique ones, that's why I use this thing, from marts.mart technical jobs, where occupation field equals to occupation field, like this. So I want to filter it out. So now I get only those occupations, or the occupation groups, basically. So this is the occupation group, occupation, or occupation groups to be more semantically correct. Okay, occupation groups. Now I'll use this one. Occupation group equals to st.select box. I will pick here an yrkesgrupp. So before we say that's a field and group is a group. Okay, comma, occupation groups. So these are the ones that you can pick from, and then we return occupation group. So we return this back. So now let's try this out. Let's see, in dashboard, occupation groups drop down, and we do like this, occupation group equals to occupation group drop down, occupation field. Save this one. Always rerun. You can see pedagogy, SFI-lärare is teacher. So here is only teacher, professor, yrkeslärare. So this is related to pedagogy. I choose technical, and you can see in engineers, a lot of engineers. Healthcare. And let's see, healthcare. And you can see företagssjuksköterska. This is nurse. This is tooth, teach. Dental assistant, ST dentist, veterinary. So as you can see, these filters are changed based on the value from here, right? So based on this, we can now use these to filter out the job that we want. So this is the final goal. So what I want is the filter job ad. So def job filter, and here I want to place in the occupation group. And based on this, I will pick job ads equals to query data warehouse, an f string, f multi-line string. Let's see, one more quote here, and select. What do I want? I want to have the headline, I want to have the description, HTML, and I want to have the application deadline. Okay, and then I want to have from marts.mart technical jobs, where occupation equals to occupation group. So now I picked out my job ads. So let's pick out the specific job ad. The job ad, singular, select box, and here, välj en jobbannons. And I will have job ads of headline, exactly. Job ads of headline, yes. And now, when I have this job ad, I will pick job ad equals to job ads dot query. So this is data frame, and in a data frame I can query out the specific row using this syntax here, at job ad. So you pick out the headline, job ad headline, maybe I should call it job ad headline. So you pick out the headline, and based on that one, I will query out the row that correspond to this headline. Okay, so now I have the job ad. Then I can do st.markdown, and I can do f-string here, hashtag. So we go into the third row, third title here, and I will pick out job ad of headline. Save this one and you can see what happens now. Nothing, because I haven't picked the job filter yet. So I will take in job filter as well. So here I'll put in job filter and I will place in my occupation group like this. Save this one. Now, this is somewhat strange because we have 0 here and we have this name. That is because we have picked out the series. So we need to pick out the exact value, which is dot values of 0. Now it looks better. Senior system engineer, you see it's the same as the one we pick here. If I pick another one, we have another one here. Yes. Good. So I will copy this one and I will make, let's see, remove here. I will have a deadline. 1 second is a job ad and it's application deadline 0. If I save this one, what happens? This is a really badly formatted, so I will remove everything and keep the date only. So what you do is .dt for daytime, .string f time, and I want to have a string like this, year dash month dash days. Save this one. It's an error. Let's see why. Unmatched, yeah, it's because we have quotes there. We have 1 quote there. Here we need to have a single quote, and here we need to have a single quote. Okay, now it's better. Yes, perfect. That's good. So let's continue. st.markdown. And now I want to have my job ad. So job ad of description, HTML, and dot values of 0. Save this one and you can see what happens. We can see that this is very ugly, and instead we need to do like this: unsafe, allow HTML true. So rerun this one. Much better. So I can change another one. For example, I want to have healthcare, tandsköterska, perfect. I can choose another one here. Yes. Okay, good. So yes, basically this. I could move this a little bit around and move this up a little bit. Let's take it into full screen and look how it looks like. But basically what we have done is we have a dashboard now, and it's not a perfect dashboard. It's a very simple version, but it is connected to our data warehouse, which we have gotten the data from the API through doing batch processing with DLT and then transform it using dbt. So this is still quite cool, actually, quite simple and quite cool dashboard. So this video has been about the dashboard part, and you've seen me working with Streamlit for that. And I've done some modularization, so I have divided it into modules, and it could be made even more modularized, but this is quite okay for a simple app like this, and quite scalable, I would say. Maybe I would have added more object-oriented programming if I wanted to make it even more scalable and make a larger dashboard. But if that case, if I want to make larger dashboards, maybe I wouldn't choose Streamlit. I would go for TypePy instead, and since it offers more functionalities. However, this is just a part of our modern data stack that we have chosen, and that is quite a neat part, that you can replace different components in this modern data stack. So the components are decoupled from each other so that it's easy to just change them. For example, we could change, instead of DB that we use for data warehouse, we could have changed it to Snowflake. We could have changed it to Amazon Redshift or Google BigQuery. So it's just some configurations that you need to make, and most of the other parts are similar. Yes, and later on I will make more parts in this modern data stack, but mostly I would say that with this you will have a kind of neat proof of concept that works. And I want you to work more within this and create more of the things that you're interested in. And yes, thank you for watching this video and see you in the next one. Bye.